مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيب.
A question that I get asked very frequently is that I've recently entered Islam. I've begun recently practicing my faith, taking it more seriously. And I realize that knowledge is very important in this religion. But what should I learn? And how should I learn it? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, called us to seek beneficial knowledge, al-ilmu nafi'. And he said that whomever Allah wishes well for, He grants understanding of religion. But what is understanding of religion? That is beneficial knowledge. Beneficial knowledge is the knowledge that you need to fulfill your responsibility as a servant of Allah, and that gives you the ability to fulfill the rights of Allah Most High in your life. Because who are you? You are a servant of Allah. You are Abdullah. You are a servant of Allah. You have been made responsible by Allah. So logically, what is the first knowledge that you should seek? Is the knowledge that enables you to be in a state of obedience to Allah in your life. What is that knowledge? The first thing you need to know about is what do I believe? You need to learn about the fundamentals of your faith. And this does not take very long. The reality of the oneness of God is a clear and simple reality. But you need to know about it. You need to know what is necessary to believe about God and His attributes and His actions. You need to know about what is necessary to believe about the prophets and the final prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. And need to know about the fundamental matters that Allah and His Messenger have informed us about. The angels, the revealed books, matters related to the hereafter. And with that, you need to know about those acts of worship that are obligatory for you. Every sane adult believer needs to pray 5 times a day. So you need to know how to pray in a valid manner. And that does not take a long time. Okay? What are the obligatory acts of prayer? Similarly, if you have wealth, you need to know how to give the obligatory charity, zakat, in a valid manner. And that's not very difficult. It can be explained in a few minutes. If you reach the month of Ramadan, the month of fasting, and you are a sane adult who is not in ill health, it is obligatory for you to fast, and you need to know how to fast in a valid manner. If you work, you need to have understanding of how you can be working in a manner that's within the limits of Allah, so that you are not engaging in prohibited practices, such as usury, riba, for example, such as lying or cheating or deceiving at work, because the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, whoever cheats is not of us. If you are married, you need to know how to fulfill the rights of your husband or your wife. If you are a parent, you need to know how to fulfill the rights of your children. And the rights of others are very important. In every relationship that you have, you need to know how you fulfill the rights of others, particularly in those central relationships. How do I fulfill the rights of my parents, my family? And those rights of people go back to good character. You need to know how to conduct yourself within the limits of Allah in this life, so that you fulfill the rights of others, you do not wrong others, and you strive to do the good to others. And in our living, we wish to pursue such certain matters, whether in food or drink, or clothing and comportment, in leisure and entertainment. And we need to know what are the limits of Allah with respect to anything that we do, so that we never do anything in life without knowing that this matter is permitted by Allah, or what are the limits that Allah has placed regarding this action, so we do not transgress those limits. So that is the practical knowledge that we need, that is obligatory. And what is highly praiseworthy is that in each of these matters, one learn not only the basic minimum to make that matter permissible and acceptable to Allah, but we strive to take the means to make that matter pleasing to Allah and beloved to Allah, which is by doing that action in accordance with the light and radiance and beauty and virtue of the example of the beloved Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him. So the knowledge that we seek is a practical knowledge. It relates to our outward practice and our inward practice. All of us speak. So we need to know how to speak in a manner that is within the limits of Allah. And one advice that I would give you with respect to knowledge is prioritize learning about how to control one's speech. Because nothing causes more harm to you in your worldly life or your spiritual life as much as your speech. You harm and wrong others by nothing more grave than your words. And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, gave us the golden principle of speech, that whoever believes in Allah and the last day must say the good or remain silent. So make it a priority to learn how to make your speech be within the limits of Allah Most High, to learn how to leave backbiting and slander and lying and tale-bearing and the other types of speech, mocking others, speaking ill of others that are displeasing to Allah, and how to characterize oneself with good and beneficial speech, and to busy one's tongue with those matters, both spiritual, such as remembrance and supplication and recitation of Quran, and social, of good speech, of giving encouragement, of being a good friend, of bring cheerfulness and happiness to the hearts of others that are beloved to Allah Most High. So that is beneficial knowledge. But how is beneficial knowledge sought? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. Knowledge is only through study. And ta'allum, as our teachers explained to us in the Arabic language, ta'allum, study, refers to what is done by a student with a teacher. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ مُعَلِّمًا. I was only sent as a teacher. And the scholars are the inheritors of the prophets. What do they inherit? They inherit the function of teaching and calling people. So religion is properly learned through finding qualified teachers, teachers who are connected to the prophetic example, both in the transmission of religion and the values and beauty and mercy of the religion. Find such teachers and learn with them. And our religion insists on balance. Learning the religion does not require that every single day, for hours a day, you are listening to religious things. No. We've come to live in this life, but to direct our hearts and our conduct towards the pleasure of Allah. It is sufficient typically to study once a week. That's the general example of the Prophet. Take one class a week. In the beginning, you may need to do a little more to quickly learn the basics that you need to know. But this religion is not complicated. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, truly this religion is ease, and no one makes the religion difficult for themselves except that it will overwhelm them. So find reliable teachers. Study with them in a gradual, steady manner. Seek consistency in your study and strive to learn it well. Balance the learning of the outward guidance of our religion, how you pray, how you fast, how you do things, the proper manners of our religion, the outward aspects, but balance it with the aspects related to the state of your heart, the inward meanings, spirituality, conduct, character, so that you not only do things as a believer, but you become someone of the qualities of a believer, the qualities of heart and state and conduct that befit the believer. So this is the beautiful balance in pursuing knowledge. So be consistent. And don't say that, well, I don't have teachers where I am. If you look sincerely, you should be able to find them. And if you can't find them, consult about how you can find them. And alhamdulillah, on Seekers, we offer courses right across the different areas of what a believer needs to know, completely free of charge. So there's no real excuse not to learn. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin.